Hello Dicers, my dream chasers. Welcome back to Dice Decides and welcome to another Space Talk. I know it sounds like Star Talk with Neil deGrasse Tyson. No, it's not Star Talk. We're talking about space stuff. So I've talked about Mercury, talked about Venus, and so what's the next planet? That's right, we're gonna talk about Earth. So, yes, Gaia, Earth, is the third planet from the Sun. We'll start with the age. So the age of Earth is 4.6 billion years, so it's the same as the other planets. They all formed around the same time. And so yeah, definitely a long time ago. All right, and the distance is 0. Meters, kilometers, 0, anything. This is Earth. All right, so Earth's size is 1 trillion cubic kilometers. 1 trillion. That's a huge number, guys. And just in case you didn't know, 1 trillion. Earth is pretty big. Equatorial circumference is 40,075 kilometers. Equator. That's pretty long. To circle equator, a plane would take 44.5 hours if it went non-stop. No refuel. 44 hours. I don't think anyone's done that. That's impossible, you have to refuel, but that's crazy. Even without refueling, it would take almost 2 full days. Man. Crazy. Yeah, so for the temperature, the surface gets to 56 Celsius at the hottest in Death Valley, California. And 89 Celsius negative at the coldest in Antarctica. It's a Soviet station that measured that. 89 degrees negative Celsius. That's what? You would freeze with the hottest jackets. I don't know if you could survive that with any clothing, but they do say there's no such thing as bad weather, only bad cleather. It rhymes, so it makes sense. The average temperature on Earth is 15 Celsius. 15 degrees Celsius. It's a nice temperature. You might want to have like a hoodie on or maybe a jacket if it's windy, but it's a nice average. You don't need too much clothing for 15 degrees. It's actually 30 degrees Celsius right now, which is why I'm in the shade in the forest. It's quite nice here, but in the sun it's really hot today. I didn't know Norway got hot, but apparently Norway is hotter now here than it is in like southern places like Paris or Los Angeles or you name it. It's really hot here now. Anyway, composition. All right, so Earth is composed of a lot of different elements, but the main one is oxygen. There's 44% oxygen, O2. And the next one is silicon, 25%. And then we have hydrogen at 0.14% only. I thought there was a lot more hydrogen, but it's a very tiny element. Like it's a very low mass, so there's not a lot of it compared to other mass. And then carbon dioxide is only 0.04%. CO2. The thing plants need, the thing we breathe out. 0.04% of the total mass on Earth. That's it. And people are complaining about global warming? Is that really 0.04% is causing global warming? Question mark. Maybe there's a secret agenda going on. Anyway, I won't get into conspiracy theories. And then we got gold. So we all know gold is scarce. And let me just tell you how scarce gold actually is. It's, so compared to the rest of the Earth's mass, gold is only 0.0000004%. How, what? 0. And then 6 zeros, and then 4. What? That is so little. I get why it's valuable, you know, it's, you know, supply and demand. Whatever there's less of, it's more valuable. Obviously it has to have practical use, but gold is used in a lot of things like electronics and jewelry. People love just the look of it, but it's also mixed with other stuff to make it more durable. But yeah, gold is very scarce. I do want to find gold one day. Just like go gold panning in a river. Wouldn't that be cool? Just get like the tiniest nugget, but know that I found gold in nature. I didn't buy it, I found it myself. That'd be so fun. Then we got water, which is the most abundant molecule. Because we looked at just elements, but water is hydrogen and oxygen. That's the most abundant molecule. There's vast oceans of water on Earth, and there's obviously a lot of molecules inside of Earth, but what's above the crust, the abundant one, is definitely water. And just think about it. We are made of mostly water. You know, that's what composes humans mostly. I don't remember the percentage. I think it's like 80% or something. We're mostly water. So keep drinking, stay hydrated. Because when you do, you become regenerated. You replenish your old water molecules with the new. It comes out as waste when you pee, and but also through your sweat and through your saliva. No, because you swallow that, unless you like spitting. Some people just spit their spit, just they walk and they just spit. I'm like, what? You don't have to do that. All right, so Earth's characteristics. So number one is Earth has a habitable zone. It's not too close to sun, it's not gonna burn, but it's not too far either. It's not freezing like other planets are just ice if they have water at all, which planets like Mars do, but we're not talking about Mars now, not yet. Right now we're talking about Earth. And so, yeah, habitable zone. It's very habitable here. I can live here on Earth and be happy with plants growing. They have everything they need. The sun is not too hot, not too cold. It's perfect. It's equilibrium, it's balanced for life. Next one is cultural and technological advancements. Now, we don't know of any other planet that has culture and technologies. We have a very diverse culture here on Earth. I call it the human culture. Like, humans have a culture. You could say animals have a culture as well, because they also form like groups and they have their own things they do. So you could call that a culture. So if you compare to that, we have all a human culture. Democracy, capitalism, life as we know it, basically. Yeah, number three is we have an oxygen-rich atmosphere, which helps us to breathe. Obviously, without that, we couldn't survive. We need oxygen, which comes from plants. Again, we need nature to survive. And there's a lot of oxygen that helps refuel our lungs, and our blood needs oxygen to fuel our brain, and all of our cells need energy from oxygen. And a lot of other things. Biology is very complex, I've realized. And yeah, anyway, oxygen is good. So number four is biodiversity. Have you noticed how many species there are on Earth? Not just of animals, of trees, plants, bushes, also insects, butterflies. Just different butterflies. There's so many. There's so many we haven't discovered, because there's just, it feels like an infinite amount of species. We have, with human intervention, so many dog races. and different monkeys, different lions. Just lions alone, there's different ones. There's like snow lions, I don't even know, like there's so many species on Earth. And sad thing is we have contributed to their extinction. But yep, Earth is very biodiverse. No other planet has life at all. So another characteristic is geological activity. So we all know about Yellowstone. Yeah. That might explode one day and that's it. I don't think at least people living close to that, they're not gonna survive. So Earth is very geologically active. There's many volcanoes, there's many earthquakes, there's many things going on actively on Earth. And it's a very active planet. And other planets are active in their own way. We'll get to that, but Earth is, yeah, has geological activity going on. So 6, we have a moon. Venus and Mercury don't have moons, but we have one moon. It's actually very useful for us. People might not know this, but it actually stabilizes our tilt, because Earth has a little bit of a tilt. It's stabilizing it, so we don't have extreme weather. Stabilizes our climate. So moon is actually very helpful, but it's also just a beautiful thing to look at. When there's a full moon, the moonshine. Have you ever been in like a dark forest at night, but then it's a full moon out, and then suddenly it's not that dark? You can actually see things in the middle of the night without any human light. You just have a moon shining in the forest. It's cool. I love those kind of nights. Here in Norway right now, we don't even really feel that when there's a full moon because it's bright anyway. The sun barely sets. It only sets for like 4 hours and then it's up again. Oh, we also have an ozone layer, and that can be called the UV ray shield. It protects us from the harmful rays from the sun. It sort of absorbs it, and then we get the rest of the good rays. As long as you're not in the sun for too long. It's a good thing we have the ozone layer because it protects us from UV rays. Ultraviolet, the most energetic, that would fry your skin if you were without a spacesuit in space. Not to mention the pressure would be way too low for your internal organs that would explode, but that's a different topic. Space is dangerous. So we have a very nice system here inside of Earth. The atmosphere is very, we have evolved in this, so it's perfect for us. So it would be very hard to replicate something like that on a different planet, like terraforming Mars, for example. That'd be difficult. Okay, so those were the characteristics. Now for the records in the solar system. So Earth has liquid water. No other planet in our solar system has liquid water. A lot of it. I've already talked about water. We need it, we're made of it. And that's one record of our planet. And the second record is abundance of life. I've also talked about this, but there's a lot of life. A lot of life. So abundant, so many species, so many birds. I could go on and on. There's so much to explore. There's so many hobbies you can have. There's so many things you can get into. Like there's people who love bird watching and figuring out all the different species, all their names, all their sounds, all of their ways of being, lifespans. You can get, there's like a rabbit hole into anything. Any species, you could like get obsessed about species of rabbits or different deer, different scorpions. That's probably a thing. Never heard of anyone being like obsessed with scorpions, but you never know. People have different hobbies. You can have different snakes, different alligators, different sharks, different whales, different dolphins, different giraffes probably. I haven't thought of this. Different giraffes. That must be a thing. I know there's different elephants. Yeah, there's just so many different species. Even humans have so many races. There's Asians, there's white people, black people, everything in between. There's just so many. And then in that same race, we also have different types of people. Because I guess I'm getting at personalities. There's just so much to life. And Earth is full of it. Gaia is beautiful. There's so many things to explore. It can feel overwhelming, honestly. But it keeps things exciting. It keeps things alive. It keeps things new and just... When you're out living life to the fullest, you notice that no day is the same. Like, there's so many different things to do on Earth. Like, imagine being on the moon. There'd be nothing to do there. It's just... What, you're gonna do experiments with dust? But anyway, here on Earth, there's so many things happening. Like, look. There is a crushed Red Bull. Someone sat here, drank some Red Bull, and crushed it. They're like, I'm a bull now. There's also many species of bulls too. But anyway, what is this video? What am I supposed to talk to about Earth anyway? We all live here. We all know what Earth is. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna make a video as if it was an introduction to a planet for an alien or something like that. Yeah. How do you talk about the things you're so used to? And it makes me feel like when I'm doing this, I've noticed I haven't fully appreciated all the differences in life. There's so many things to discover. I'm gonna be looking at different species of scorpion because it's just such a random thing, or different species of bees, different whatever you can think, like even just ants. There's so many different ants. There's black ones, red ones, poisonous ones, something I don't. There's just everywhere you look, it's an endless infinity of exploration and rabbit holes. So yeah, Earth is a lot. If you come here, if you're visiting our planet, be ready. Be ready to get really immersed with everything that's lurking or just existing, like trees. They're just in one place their whole lives. There's just so much happening, basically. But that's it for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed this space talk. I'm excited to talk about more planets like Mars and Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus. And yeah, space is interesting. I mean, we're all part of this larger system. The solar system, the galaxy, Milky Way galaxy, which is part of a galaxy group. It's just, there's just so much. Every direction you look, there's things to learn, familiarize yourself with, and put labels on things and explore the thing you're talking about. What are the characteristics? What does it look like? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? What does Earth taste like? Dry. Earth is dry, unless, I mean, when I think Earth, I think of dust or like, you know, soil. When I say Earth, I think soil, but Earth is so much more than soil. Earth is everything. So it's, you can't taste Earth. That doesn't make sense. Oh man, I can't. Language breaks down when you're talking about bigger things. It depends what you're tasting on Earth. Like Italian food, French food, There's Mexican food. There's Chinese food, Japanese food. There's Indian food is very spicy, but there's also food from Thailand. I had a roommate from Thailand. He made very spicy food, and it was worse than Indian food, actually. But anyway, yeah, tasting Earth can take a while. There's a lot of different things to taste. So it's not just a single lick. And it's, yeah. What does this space talk become? Anyway, that's it for this one. Hope Earth is interesting. I hope it is, because you're living here. Anyway, I'm done. Remember to gently tap the like button, ring that bell so you don't miss an upload. And thanks for watching, Dicers. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next time.